I want to take a moment and talk about aerodynamics in V8 supercar racing. And the first thing to understand about aero with these cars is that when stylists and engineers sit down to design a road car, the very last thing on their mind is the shape of the car in terms of its effect in motor racing. They're not interested in the performance and speed of the car down Conrod Straight. We've got 5 different brands of car involved in V8 supercar racing, and if you stand back and look at them in overview, just look at it. Because it's a passenger sedan, it's kind of got this big curved shape, which means effectively the whole car is like a wing, which means it creates lift. You don't want lift in one of these cars, it makes them unstable. So, we control aero for 2 reasons. 1, stability and safety, and the second and perhaps the most important aspect is we use aero on the cars for tunability, for control and equality across the variety of different brands. So let's first of all have a look at these wings. James Courtney's number 22 Holden Racing Team entry. Here's the rear wing, you've all seen them on television. It's a cambered device and the air licks across the back of this wing. Now, what lift is all about, exactly the same principle that when you go for a fly and the aeroplane jumps into the sky, you know exactly what's going on. Here's what happens. So look at this little bit of paper here, blow a bit of air across the top. Out goes the bit of paper. Air accelerates, which decreases the pressure. There's an increase in pressure below and the bit of paper stands up. The precise same principle is working on this wing and it's drawing the car to the road. It's also adjustable. There's a range of about 10 degrees of adjustment. Max is 15, bottom is 5. Problem is anything over 15 degrees it stalls, becomes a turbulent mess. And of course, if you have too much rear wing, you slow the car down a straight line because the natural enemy of downforce is drag, but it's a whole nother story. Here's the front wing of the car, perfectly positioned to be able to show you exactly how it works. Same principle. There's a camber, it's used to generate that low pressure, brings the front of the car to the road. Now, it's very important to balance the front and the rear, and even though you probably think you cannot adjust this device, you can. You can change the rake of the car, the relationship of the front to the rear, and you can change the ride height of the car and the way it interacts with the road. Now, there's a huge amount of work goes on from V8 Supercar to make sure that there's equality across all 5 brands. And you may be interested to know that at the value they measure the cars, 200 kilometres an hour, total downforce, 350 kilograms. It's about 4 beefy blokes standing on the car, drawing it to the road.